Yeah, good day, my viewers. I want to bring in something that I believe we all benefit from. Um, it is not, I'm not going to trade live, I'm not going to trade, but I just want to pinpoint something for you that we all need to know. Like I said in my previous video, I think 2 videos back, that once you are familiar with your trend, you will not suffer loss. You will not end up losing your money, going to fund your accounts day and day, making more money for um, the reef or something. Now, let me go back to my chart and do this. I will have to wipe, erase all the marks on the trend lines on my chart so that we all understand what I'm trying to do. I have to clean all this. So here I go. I don't want this video to be long. I want it to be short. What I want to encourage you is this. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe. You can like my video. You can share it with friends and family. As many that you want to enlightened on the forex market, you can share it with them. Tell them the good news, what is happening here. I don't just draw trend lines. I don't just take trades. I don't just push people go into the market. I am a technical person because I studied a technical course back then at the university. So I see that things are not just done, or the trend is not just in this format you're seeing. Something made this trend look the way it is now. And if you can draw a perfect trend line, I bet you will not lose your money. Just like when you are doing architecture, technical drawing, not just engineering drawing, there are lines that put all these nuts and bolts together, especially when it comes to engineering drawing, or if you are familiar with this three-dimensional drawing. It is from if maybe angle 90 degrees or something that brought about order, as in joints joined together to brought about a particular structure. So this is the same thing that is happening here. It is the same thing that is happening here. So I want you to understand this very well before you go into trading. Sorry about that. So let's start. Now I'm going to start with this. Once again, um, if you are new to forex trade, if you want to join trading the synthetic indices, the boom and crash, I have online classes that I do with people. I can book you, or you can book me. That you will chance 3 times a week, or you tell me the number of days you'll be free. I'll come online to teach you live. I'll teach you, I'll tell you all the steps to take and how to go about it. There's just with your little token, you register. Because if you don't have the technical idea, or you don't have the idea, you end up blowing your accounts like I did when I started. I know how much I lost. I lost starting trading boom and crash when I started earlier, until I got the knowledge and the technical know-how. Now I want to share it with you guys. If you look at my status on WhatsApp, I state there boom and crash experts on my WhatsApp DP. So if you are familiar with this trend, you will not lose your money, even if you lose, but the profit will overshadow the loss. That is truth. That is the truth. The profit will overshadow the loss, so you will end up profiting every day. You imagine you making, depending on your lot size or your equity, imagine you making 30, 40, $50 per day, multiply by 7 days, which is 1 week, multiply by the months. You understand? It's quite an amount of money. So I want to share this idea with you. So you can come on anytime you register with me. I will be there to teach you, to guide you, to give you the experience, to make you understand why the trend is like this and why the things are happening this way. It is not a big secret. It is not a big secret. It is something so majority of us don't even know. Even some of the experts, 99% of the experts don't know what I want to do now. I believe one or two of them will still come and tell me, guy, show me this thing. Though everybody have a way of taking their trend lines, everybody have a way of doing their things, but this is a way I discovered and it has been working. It has been working and it has worked. It has worked for me. So try and follow up. I don't want this video to be too long, but just try and follow up. Now, this is it. This is where I want us to take our class from this afternoon. Now, once the trend move in a bearish movement, on this format, in this form, bearish down, and you see the first spike and down until we get our resistance zone, which is this. This is our resistance zone, and we are expecting the spike. And before you can get this resistance zone, you must go to a higher time frame first to get this zone. But I don't want to go there. I just want this video to be very short. Now, see the spike came up now in this format. See the spike came up here and again and moved a bit, 2 candles and spiked back and came down 5 candles and spiked back. It came down close to 12 candles and spiked back for another 5 candles and back, another 10 candles and back, another 7 candles and back, another 8 to 10 candles and back. I just want to direct you to show you something. Now see, look at this. This is the first. When you get this, okay, when you get this first spike, before you start taking your trend lines, you wait for the first spike. After this huge spike, now you allow the trend to move a bit and wait for the first spike. Since there is a resistance zone here, we'll always get a spike. So wait for the first spike. The first spike is a short one, about 5 candle spike. There is it. Now you allow the trend to move after the first spike. After this first spike, now this small spike, now you allow the trend to move again. You see how many candles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, this is about 5 candles here. So the trend gave us 5 candles. If we add here and here, it's about 7. A total of 1, 2 plus 5, 7 candles is what we got here. Now we had another spike. Now immediately you see this second spike, what you do, you shift your trend line down. This is how you avoid spike, especially when you are selling on a movement in this format. And if you want to catch the spike, it's so easy to catch spike this way. Now this is 2 candles here before this, and this is 1 candle before. This is 1 candle, but because it's a spike, if it was to trend down, this is equal to 1 candle. But since it's a spike, we just take the trend from the last selling candle down to the second candle here and down. Once you can get these two, you are equally getting where you get the next spike. Now see what I want you to understand. Why I cut this line here, why I cut it here. Look at this candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see this one now, this 5, immediately you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you place your trend here. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before the spike. That is what I want to show to you. If you add this one, this is 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to catch this spike, to catch this very spike, one is to avoid being hit by spike. That is, if you are selling these candles now, after these fractals, when immediately the spike comes and you see this fractal and the trend is going down, you sell this candle to this spot and back out, exit your trade here, and count. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was the 7th candle we received this spike. You count it from here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was about going to the 7 before we got this spike. This is cashing this spike now. Then to catch this very spike, you go to this candle now, this very candle. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And count this one now. 1, 2, 3. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth candle, we got the spike. Okay, it was the fifth candle we got the spike. Now, what do? You allow the trend to move again. Allow the candle to count down. Immediately you get the second spike, you catch the third one. So when immediately the trend count down to this spot and you see this spike, you bring your trend line again to this very spot. This is how many candles? Let's count now. This is 1 here, 2 here, 3. The fourth one. Now let's see. 1, 2, 3. This is equal to 1 candle. This is the fourth candle here. So immediately you count 1, 2, 3. You can enter here as a sniper entry. Immediately you receive the second candle, the third one. Going to the third one, you take your buying position, awaiting the spike to come. Then we get the spike. We get the spike. This is what? The second spike. This is first spike, the second one, the third one. Now it's going to change. So get this other spike. Now what do? Look at my trend line. We come like this. You shift it a bit from the second spike on the upward movement to the first one where the trend begins, where the spike began. You take it down, then this is 1 candle here, this is 1 candle here, the space between here is 1 candle. Then you allow 1 candle and extend your line down, and look at it. After this trend got to this line cutting through, after the trend got to this line, after 1 candle you receive a huge spike. This spike is, if you are taking 0.2 lot size, this spike should be around $2 to $3 or something thereabout. There you go. Now the trend has changed. If you look at it now, the trend, since the spike is higher than this previous spike here, it means the trend is changing direction. It is changing direction. The movement is going to change. Now look at it. Let me show you now. Let's see something. What I mean by changing direction. Look at the movement now. It's going in this direction. Now we got this spike. This huge one is higher than the previous ones we have here. Now we have this huge one. Now we allow the trend to trend down. You can stop, just observe the trend, the market. Immediately you receive a second spike, you know the movement has changed. This is where we lost our money, because when you see a huge spike like this and the trend is going down, some people will say, no, it's going to sell, let me jump, enter, without knowing the movement. Immediately you receive the second spike, your money is gone. But when you receive the second spike, then you come down here, you draw your trend line in this format. Where the spike is, you draw it down to this point. This is technical analysis. You draw to this point, you draw to this point. This is how I take my trend line, and it has been working. You allow your trend to touch the fractals here. You see the entrance here and this one. It is these 3 spots now will not give birth to the next spike. You give birth to the next spike, which is this. And look at the trend line. As soon as you get this spike and this trend is coming down, expect another spike. So what you do, you can just, since you spot the fractal coming down and you see the trend moving down, what do you do? You observe. You observe as soon as it's coming down, you can enter your buying position on 2 candles, a candle or 2 candles before the line. This is 1 candle. Look at it, 1 candle. And look at the movement. You take 2 candles before this and you enter the trade. You enter your buying position. and boom, you get this. You get this. This is one spike, two spike. You get this. This is another movement. Now look at it again. You get this. This spike is equal to this. It's the same thing with this spike we have here now. The height of this spike is equal to this spike. So what do we do on this now? You want to take the next, you want to catch the next spike. So what do you do? Look at what you do now. This is technical analysis. What you do now, you draw a trend line in this format, cutting through. How many candles did that trend touch now? Touch one spike, two spike, confirmation, three spike. It means we are going to expect another spike on this trend coming down. Let's add this one. This is 4. One is cutting through 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, down. So we are expecting a 5th strike, a spike. So this is how you draw the trend line to catch all the spikes. You catch them one after the other. And with this, instead of entering a buying position, so okay, let me just enter a buy and trade profit, you can just be doing this. This one will even help you to perfect, to know the trend. So anytime you can buy and jump out, buy, and that is if you are with your phone. But if you just want to take a long buy, fine. That one, the profit will not be as smooth as this, because it is going to sell down. You're going to lose some, you gain again, lose some, you gain again, lose some. You understand? So immediately the trend gets to this, let me remove this. My video is quite long, but I'll pause it here now. Maybe we'll continue later. Immediately the trend gets to this, look at the height now. It's higher than this previous one. You know the trend is about to take a U-turn. There's a change now. Now look at what happened. The trend moved this direction. So this is one thing I want you to know about this. This is what I want you to understand. So love you guys. Keep subscribing to my channel. Share with your friends. Like my video. This is Mikey's Forest School of Business Management. We do all sorts of training and trading, account management, and the likes. Just call me, write me, like my comments, like my videos. You can write a good comment. Just tell me what you want. Register with us. Distance is no barrier. I'll be there to teach you anytime, any day. But you have to pay some token. I will teach you word for word, ABCD, what you need to know about drawing trade lines, how to take a sniper entry on buying or selling your candlesticks, knowing the candlestick pattern and all that. So see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. God bless you.